College football's best set their sights on a lifelong dream. Find out where the next wave of NFL stars will land. The 2020 NFL Draft starts April 23rd, live on the NFL Network, ABC, and ESPN.
What's up, Fandom Entertainment? Today, I'm here with some of my favorite pop culture experts who are going to talk about the NFL 2020 Draft, and we're actually going to draft our own team based on characters from every corner of fandom. I'm Roxy Striar, but I am not alone. I am joined by former EA Sports community manager, current shoutcaster, and host of Friday Night Football for Mutthead. It's Mike McFadden.
Hey, thank you very much for that. Awesome intro.
Next up, guys, SJU regular. You know him. He's the host of Reboot It and Nerd Goat podcast. It's Ed Greer.
I'm so excited. Me and Mel Kiper been scouting these superheroes for the last couple weeks. We got dossiers on everybody, so I'm ready to get it in.
Guys, we all have a very special treat ahead of us today, though, because 9-time Pro Bowl selection, 4-time first-team All-Pro selection, Super Bowl 50 champion with the Broncos, and, of course, Dallas Cowboys legend DeMarcus Ware is with us today.
We have a lot of crazy talent that's going to be bringing in some different type of insights on this draft, so I'm excited for this for sure.
I'm excited too, guys. We are going to be talking about 7 different positions. We're going to be breaking down which makes each one of those positions important, who some of the prospects are that we should be keeping an eye on, also which teams need to be looking at those players. And then, of course, we are going to draft the nerd character that we think could play that position. It's going to be quite a show today. Are you guys ready to get started with quarterback?
Ready to roll.
Ready.
All right, DeMarcus, I'm coming to you because obviously you know better than anybody what it takes to make great players and great positions. So what does it take to make a great quarterback?
I think the first thing I always look at is, can these guys actually lead a team? That's what, we really look at these draftees. Can they actually take the grind? In the game, they get hit a lot. They got to be very durable. So I look up and look at how durable those guys are too.
So leadership, durability. Mike, I'm coming to you because I want to know which of the prospects have those things and what teams are kind of looking at them right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we talk quarterback, there's 2 names that jump out right away in this draft. One, Joe Burrow out of LSU. He's projected to go number 1 overall, standing at 6'3", 221 pounds. Joe Burrow, this last season, basically skyrocketed to the top of the draft. He's probably going to be the number 1 pick. He's an accurate passer. He wants to stay in the pocket. He loves the superb ball placement that he has control of. And something that DeMarcus said right there, he is a leader of men. The other name in this draft is Tua out of Alabama, 6 foot and 217 pounds. He's a left-hander, right? So that's going to be a little different for wide receivers to get used to in the NFL. They're mostly used to right-handed quarterbacks coming their way.
As a Boston girl, I definitely know that the Patriots are looking for a quarterback right now. Yeah. Who are the other teams that are looking?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that number 1 pick, I think we can expect the Andy Dalton era in Cincinnati to be over and the Cincinnati Bengals to pick Joe Burrow number 1.
Ed, I'm looking at you. Of all of the characters in all of the fandoms, who do you feel like would make the best quarterback?
I'm taking it just like DeMarcus, just like Mike was taking it. Look at who people need, right? And look at what kind of quarterbacks are available. So I'm looking at Dr. Stephen Strange. He is a little arrogant, but he studies, because that's the whole reason why he got magical powers, because he just crammed all night and got a photographic memory. So he's got it all in his head, but he might not be a leader of men. Now, we got Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic is very smart. He studies. And also he's very durable. He could take them hits, because he's rubber. And they won't be able to damage him like that. Also, I'd say Batman is very smart, very cool in the pocket. But I think my number 1 pick for this category has got to be a person that reminds me of my quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. You got to have a person in a game. Sometimes you're down 24 points, and you got to have a quarterback that makes your whole 90-guy team believe that y'all can win. And that person is Captain America.
Absolutely.
As you saw from Endgame, he told them that they could win when they were down by 5 years. You know what I mean? So
we'll lose, but we'll do that together too.
Exactly. So I love Captain America for this pick, but you guys can debate it. But I think Captain America is a pure Joe Burrow, baby.
My man's got a strong right arm. We see him throwing around that shield. Unbelievable, right? His arms. We saw him pick up Mjolnir, the hammer. He's worthy. He's throwing that thing around. So yeah, Captain America, and then also the locker room speeches. Can we talk about Captain America's locker room speeches? Okay. Yeah, I want to run through a wall anytime I hear Captain America give a speech.
Hey, if you can inspire a raccoon from outer space, I think you can lead anyone. And I left the arm strength and stuff out because I think those are givens. But beyond his physical abilities, I think it really is the heart of a champion is what Captain America has.
I was really excited, Mike. I thought you were going to just give a speech. I wanted to hear your version of a Captain America speech. DeMarcus, what do you think? How do you feel about Captain America?
You know what the thing is? I thought about Captain America, and then I went straight to Optimus Prime.
My man.
And the reason why I went to Optimus Prime is because all the guys got better when he came into the room, when he came into their space. They couldn't do nothing without Optimus Prime at all, right? You know, with Optimus Prime, when he got that sword, you know what I'm talking about? When he was going against all those guys, it was over.
I'm so torn. This is like the Sophie's choice of football because Captain America, he does have that leadership quality. He's also conventionally attractive, and let's be honest, a lot of QBs are. But Optimus Prime, there's something about him, and you talk about durability, DeMarcus, gets back up. So I don't know. I feel kind of 50-50, Ed, now having Optimus Prime's name out there. How do you feel?
Well, you know, I guess I'm thinking old school because I had him scouted as a fullback because obviously he'd be good in goal line situations. You know,
let him lead the way.
He'd be literally trucking guys into the end zone.
Exactly.
so
I'd watch that game. All right, I guess we have to duke it out or take a vote. Mike, where does your final heart lie on this?
I'm gonna go with Ed and Cap. It's hard to go against DeMarcus, but we're going to stick with
the
Cap.
expert. I'm the same. I'm going with the expert.
All right, so if DeMarcus and Mike and Ed are all going with Cap, then it looks like we're going with Captain America as our quarterback. Awesome. All right, guys, let's move on to the offensive line. I'm looking at you, DeMarcus. What makes a great offensive lineman? What does it take?
How big are the offensive line? Most of them are 6'7", 360 pounds. I want to have a big offensive lineman, but also him being quick for pass protection, being quick to get up under those guys and make sure they move the trenches, and being team leaders. They're very quiet guys, but it's 5 or 6 of them that they will have out there at a time, and they have to all communicate.
Somebody huge, but you need somebody quick. So, Mike, who fits that bill? Who can do both?
Well, you've got a great list of offensive linemen out there and a lot of teams that need an offensive lineman this draft. Andrew Thomas out of Georgia. You talk about a giant 6'5", 315 pounds. Tristan Wirfs is 6'5", 320 out of Iowa. But your big boy, McFadden, is 6'7", 364-pound, an athletic giant. He's got experience on both sides, the left side and the right side of the offensive line. He's got a huge wingspan, over 7 feet long wingspan. So he's going to be able to reach out and stop those defenders as they try to get to the QB.
Which teams are looking at them?
My Cleveland Browns have not been able to fill that left tackle position since Joe Thomas, the great Joe Thomas, retired not that many years ago. So they're going to be looking to fill that position to protect the blind side of Baker Mayfield for hopefully what's a great run in the NFL for that team coming up.
All right, guys, time for the fandom. Let's do our draft here. Ed?
So I tried to pick some smart players and some good team players. Now we got He-Man coming in with that barbarian strength, and if you don't like how he blocks, he'll whip out that sword. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a defensive end messing with He-Man.
And we know he's resilient because the movie industry keeps trying to get him to come in every single movie, and it just hasn't been working. So he keeps coming.
Also, we have Chewbacca. Chewbacca is a taller tackle, a little bit of a slim build, but you can see he's obviously got a lot of strength to rip people's arms off. You saw how he protected and mourned over Han Solo. So I think he's going to be one of those guys going to be crying, that's my quarterback. You know, he's going to be a really protective person on the tackle spot. Rounded it out, we have E Honda from the Street Fighter franchise.
Oh, yeah.
He's got good hand motion.
Great hand.
I mean,
great hand work.
Hand work, you know what I'm saying? He's fighting him off. He's doing those traps where he slaps the hands down and stuff. He's doing all that. So yeah, you got to respect him. But I got to say, linemen have to be smart and strong. And we have our boy, the Hulk. I think he knows the whole playbook. He knows the tendencies of the people he's going to be up against, and he's got a lot of pure strength.
Why don't we just have an all Hulk offensive line? Gray Hulk, Red Hulk, Green Hulk, and She-Hulk. I don't think anybody's getting by that line.
I love it.
I like what you're pitching, but can I throw one more name into the ring?
Go, Roxy.
I want somebody who's very selfless, somebody who's there to protect and serve, somebody who is going to make sure that we're safe when we need to be. And that person's Hodor. Hold the door, Hodor.
Hold the door, indeed.
I mean,
nice.
he's got the size for sure. I'm hoping he's got that quickness, but we know he's dedicated and we know he's going to protect the QB with his last dying breath. Hold the door, my friend.
That might be a blind spot in my scouting. I don't really look at some of the schools in the North. You know, it might have been a little North for me. I kind of my SEC guy, so I guess I didn't go all the way up there.
You know, he can play in adverse weather. We know that for sure.
Yeah, he can play in the snow.
Oh, we've got too many. DeMarcus, you got to.
You know what? I'm all about the Hulk. I mean,
yes.
I feel like I am the Hulk. Like, you know, you got the nice scientist here, but then when I put the shoulder pads on, I turn into the Incredible Hulk. Right?
So DeMarcus, it's funny that you say that because I talked to Big Joe Thomas last night. Our guy Joe Thomas, mutual friend Joe Thomas. He says about you, he was the nicest dude off the field, but when he got on the field, his strength and destructive ability to an offense was virtually limitless, and he compared you to the Incredible Hulk. So
that is awesome, man. Because I actually did the Hulk smash after every single sack that I had, And I just saw the Hulk as one of these offensive linemen. Actually, offensive linemen on here, because the thing is, they just run through everything. They run through everything. I mean, every single time you saw the Incredible Hulk, is destruction. And then that's what you want, like being able to move the world with just a single person. Now, if you got 5 of those, you got a problem.
All right, we got a lot of Hulk people in here, so we are going with Hulk on this one. Let's get into defensive back, guys. DeMarcus, what makes a great defensive back?
First of all, I want my defensive back to have a lot of personality. Which defensive back, like the Deion Sanders and Akeem Khalid and the Chris Harris and the no-fly zone, they don't have personality, and the personality is bigger than them. They always have a bigger persona. And those guys are some of the smartest guys on the field. So they got to have a really, really high IQ. So that cornerback position, they got to be able to lead. They got to be able to have a lot of personality. The athleticism is going to be there from the speed and the tenacity that it brings to the game, but they got to have some wit.
All right, well, let's see what Mike says in terms of who we should be looking at for a defensive back. Who are the prospects?
This position, swagger, is what it's all about. You've got a great list of guys this year. You're going to probably see a cornerback taken in the top 5 with Jeff out of Ohio State. Mr. Okudah, 6'1", 205 pounds. Finding flaws in his game is kind of just like nitpicking. Going in the top 5 is going to be a big deal. Also, cornerback CJ Henderson out of Florida, 6'1", 204 pounds. A great scheme, versatile coverage back. He can fit any scheme. They can move him around the field.
Who is going to be looking at these people who desperately is in need of defensive back?
I don't know if the Cowboys have had a shutdown cornerback quite like Primetime since he was there. I look for the Cowboys to go into this draft and want to come out with one of these cornerbacks.
DeMarcus, you agree?
I agree with the same thing, because you got to have a shutdown cornerback, especially with, McCarthy. He's playing in a 3-4 defense. You got to be able to have man-to-man type corners, guys that can give the defensive line, the outside linebackers more time to get to the quarterback. So, and they lost a big guy to Miami with Byron Jones. So I think that they're going to be really looking for that position to fill.
All right. So Ed, in all of the fandoms and all of the entertainment industry, every character at your disposal, who are you thinking? Who should we draft to our team?
Well, look. Like I said, I was saving some speed for this category, but I'm also saving some of these guys that have a lot of intelligence. Let's start out with a small school guy, Cyborg. I think Cyborg has underestimated speed, as well as with that computer in his head, he can download all the playbooks and know all the schemes and stuff. I think he's a great pre-snap corner or safety. Also, Nightcrawler. The guy's not very big, like a lot of DBs. He's not very big, but with that teleportation ability, he could be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He could meet the ball. He could teleport right in front of you and snatch the ball. You know what I mean?
The
That's
dude
very
teleports.
valuable.
He teleports.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It's a very valuable skill. It's an important part of the process. Another small school guy, literally, Pikachu. Pikachu is just he's unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? Pikachu's unstoppable. He's shown it time and time again. People underestimate him, so don't underestimate him. But I gotta say, my favorite pick is the Flash. Even if he gets beat, he's got recovery speed. If he makes the wrong read, he can just slow time down and see that he made the wrong read and have good catch up speed. And nobody's gonna break a long run on him. He'll run anybody down. But the thing is, like you guys were talking about Dionne, he might be a little averse to tackling. You know, when it really comes down to it, you know, if he can't cover you, you might be able to get some extra yards. So, but Dionne was a better tackler than people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
So, I think Flash fits that mold.
What do you guys think? I know that the personality element was big for you guys. DeMarcus, who's got that swag? Who do you think of all the characters?
I think I got it right here. Can you see this? Hold up. Right. Oh,
Hey! Look at that pick.
The dedication from DeMarcus.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, Mighty Mouse have the personality though. That's when I see him, he's actually a mouse dressed in a Superman outfit. This is what I just see right here. So he has a bigger persona of himself. Like, okay, I am the bomb. So I think that Mighty Mouse is my pick for sure.
I kind of dig that. I dig the Nightcrawler pick. The teleportation's hard to fight with.
Tough.
Ed, what are you thinking?
I gotta say, DeMarcus won me over with the visual aids. He had a spreadsheet. He did it. He got me. I am switching my pick to Mighty Mouse. I think DBs tend to be a little bit small, but they're mighty.
What did we learn today, kids? Sometimes it's about the presentation. Go that extra mile. That's what DeMarcus taught us. Go that extra mile. I think we have to give it to Mighty Mouse because of this. Mm-hmm. Everybody on board?
I'm good with that pick.
Yeah.
All right. I'm feeling like we made the right pick. I'm pretty happy about it. Let's get into wide receiver. DeMarcus, what does it take? What does it take to make a great wide receiver?
What is the most important thing, and that's their catching radius. When you look at like a guy like Megatron, he was like 6'4", but if you threw the ball anywhere around him in a 10-foot radius, he's going to catch the football. So he was very, very reliable. And you know, when you think about just those wide receivers and what they bring to the game, those guys are the personality on offense. They are also the leaders on offense, and they have a very, very smart IQ because those DBs, they change all the time.
So who can do it, Mike? Who are we looking at?
Number one is Jerry Jeudy, 6'1", 193 out of Alabama, much like Julio Jones back in 2011. Whoever drafts this guy is going to be able to plug him in, number one wide receiver, and let him go to town. He is NFL ready. CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma, he beats the defenses on the pass with route running. So he is definitely a crisp route runner. Going to be going up against some of those really, really chippy cornerbacks in the NFL that we were talking about and seeing if he can use those skills to success. Henry Ruggs III out of Alabama, 5'11", 188, 40-yard dash, one of the fastest we've ever seen in the combine, 4.27 seconds. That is a blazing wide receiver time there.
Well, it's a good thing there are a lot of great options because there are teams that need them. Talk to me a little bit about who's looking at these prospects.
Yeah, like you said, long list of teams looking for wide receivers. Everybody from the Denver Broncos to the 49ers could use a deep threat and somebody to stretch the field like we were talking about. The Indianapolis Colts in sore need, not knowing what their future looks like of a number one wide receiver.
Ed,
Who
are we drafting as our wide receiver? Who do we got?
Sometimes you need a guy that's crazy at wide receiver, you know, especially if it's a slot. You know, sometimes you need a crazy person that's willing to go over the middle and get hit because they can heal up. And I think that's Deadpool. I think Deadpool has surprising agility and speed. and can get out there and do some of that. Also, Krillin from Dragon Ball Z is a major talent. The universe he lives in is so overpowered. I think him coming to play football would be kind of incredible. You got Scorpion from Mortal Kombat who can go, get over here, and snatch balls out of the air. I don't know if that's a legal maneuver with the spear thing. I don't know if that's legal.
Ed, are we talking about what's legal when we have Captain America and
Right,
Mighty
right,
Mouse
yeah.
and Hulk? I'm just
saying.
curious.
I'm
What
just
are the
saying.
rules? What's the parameter of this draft?
Well, speaking of, is this the round where we actually draft the Flash, guys? I mean, he's a burner. Everybody knows this.
Absolutely.
I just want to throw that out there. But my personal pick is kind of unconventional. It's Spider-Man. I think he's the best slot receiver available. He's got tremendous quickness. He's got a precognitive sense that he knows when he's about to get hit, so he can get down or jump out of the way. And he's got the stickiest hands in the whole draft.
Yeah, he's got stickum naturally on his hands. I mean, he's not gonna drop anything.
DeMarcus, what do you got?
I'm all with Spider-Man. When he started talking about the spider senses, being able to, I talked about earlier about the catch radius. Not only does he have sticky hands, but if the ball gets far enough, he can spray some of the spider web, then go and now grab that football. And guess what? He has personality because he has that tight suit on. And he don't want nobody to know exactly who he is, but he still has the tight suit on. So I think that, Spider-Man is my pick for sure.
I feel like Peter Parker is overdone at this point. Can we go Miles Morales? I mean, what version? What are we looking at?
Being able to go invisible as a wide receiver on the field would be a big plus for Miles Morales, for sure.
A really good one.
There's a lot of stretchy people too. A lot of people get that extra reach. You do
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Fantastic got invited to several teams as a quarterback, but I don't think he has natural athleticism. So I think he might trickle down and be reslotted as another type of player. So yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like we're on a Spider-Man page, right?
I'll say
I'm alive.
Spider-Man for sure. Spider-Man.
So we're going with Spider-Man. Let's head over to our linebacker position. DeMarcus, what do you need to do?
He might know something about this position.
That is the prime position.
I'm asking the right person. Yeah.
Yes. He needs to be beautiful at first, and but those guys are like the prime tacklers out there on the football field. But then they're also like the captains of the defense, and you got to be able to play with with a lot of tenacity when you're playing that linebacker position, and being able to have focus the whole game because it's a 3-hour game, but you're only playing for about 60 minutes. So it's a challenge for those outside linebackers and interior guys. And I know that, Mike can contest to that because he played, linebacker in high school. He played in college, and I think he's close to getting to the NFL. But he said he's going to just talk about it a little bit more right now. So
I love that. By the way,
DeMarcus doing research on the panel here. What is going on?
I mean, that was unbelievable.
Got me right to college. I was high school hero, college zero is what I was. So maybe he got on the route scouting report there for college. But yeah, fullback, linebacker back in the day, middle linebacker as
nice.
So I appreciate that. Hey, this field, we've got some beasts here at the linebacker position and the DN position. First of all, outside linebacker Isaiah Simmons is one of the most dynamic linebackers I've seen come to the NFL in a long time. First of all, he's 6'4", 238 pounds. The guy can do everything, though. He's played 5 different positions and had 100 or more snaps at each of those positions. So the man can come into the league, Swiss Army knife, and just fit in anywhere they need him to play. Outside linebacker Patrick Queen out of LSU stands at 6 foot tall, 229 pounds. And in this group is a little undersized, but the man is just scratching his potential. He plays with great energy, and he should be on the field all 3 downs. Looking for him to make a splash in the NFL. Another big man moving very fast out there. He can play inside linebacker or outside linebacker. Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma, standing 6'4", 241 pounds, has a nose for the football. The man can play coverage or rush the passer, and he can disguise going back and forth in between both of those. Very, very dangerous. Clavon Kaysen out of LSU, 6'3",
Nice.
254 pounds. Stand-up rusher. He's a stand-up rusher, reliant on speed, but unlike the others that we've talked about in half of this list, if he puts the potential that he has together, he is going to be a scary, scary dominant force.
So who's looking at these guys? Who is in need?
I look for the Jaguars to go heavy defense in the draft, whether it's linebacker or defensive line. Also, Tennessee Titans are looking to shore up their defenses as well. They had a pretty prolific offensive game to go into the playoffs last year. They just need a little defense in there to take it to the next level.
Ed, let's get to drafting.
I got 2 linebackers on the panel. I'm going to defer to them. 2 picks I'd like to throw out, though. There's a guy called Black Adam from DC.
Yes.
He has Shazam level powers, but has a mean streak, a hell of a mean streak. And I think that's one thing you need as a linebacker. Also, from a small little college in Canada, Wolverine. He slices through the defense. He's an undersized linebacker. That's true. But man, when he gets his mitts on you, he does some damage. Nobody wants to get tackled by Wolverine, no kind of way. So like those are my 2 main ones. If you guys linebackers chime in, I defer to you guys.
I've been waiting for this one from the School of Asgard, who I think would make the perfect outside linebacker. Thor, Odin's son, who is going to throw down the hammer like DeMarcus Ware threw down the hammer. Thor, the man's going to get sideline to sideline. He can fly. He's strong. He can control lightning. What can't he do? He'd be the ultimate outside linebacker.
We need the expert opinion on this. DeMarcus, give us the name. Who are we looking
at? The thing is, I think that the guy is actually Wolverine because they have to be relentless. They have to be very durable. I mean, every single time he got shot, I mean, his body just heals itself.
He's definitely feisty, too. One name I wanted to throw out there, but again, I got to defer to you guys on this. But that name is Aquaman. I feel like Aquaman is burly and strong and fast and has great hair. So
great
that's
beard.
just like
great
a plus to, great beard. He's got it going on.
Well, you know what? I did scout Aquaman a little bit. One thing I really like was his swim move.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, he didn't make the top of my list though. But good catch, Roxy.
All right, so he's not on your guys' list. It sounds like we're going probably Wolverine. I don't know how we go against DeMarcus on this one. Everybody's in on Wolverine?
100%.
All right, well, let's get to the defensive line. DeMarcus, what does it take to make a great defensive lineman?
The first thing I think about when I look at defensive line is what type of motor they have. Are they really a non-stop guy, being able to not just have that relentless mentality, but having a very, very high motor. And when you play in the trenches, usually you're taking on 2 guys, right? And the second thing I look at, how active their hands are, how strong they are, and being able to anchor and play with leverage in the middle. And just their endurance.
And who are we actually looking at, Mike? Who do we got for prospects?
Chase Young, need I say more, out of the Ohio State University, 6'5", 264 pounds, nicknamed the Predator. I'm telling you, this guy gets after the quarterback. He's projected to go number 2 overall right after Burrow. Right, we're going to see who gets who picks him up. But he had 16.5 sacks last season, including 4 against Wisconsin. And that's on missing 2 games last year as well, putting up those numbers. So he's going to come after it. We're going to see him go off the board very early. Defensive tackle Derek Brown out of Auburn, 6'5", 326 pounds, talking about beasts. It's a really rare mix of size, strength, and athleticism. He's not just a run-stopping D tackle. He is also a pass rusher, very intimidating to the quarterbacks that he has gone against. I like Javon Kinlaw out of South Carolina, and what he's had to overcome in his life to make it to this point in the draft. He's living on in the streets when he was a child. So that speaks to the character of Javon and what he's had to go through to make it to this point. Really looking for him to make a splash in the NFL with the chip on his shoulder going into the pros.
And which teams are looking at these guys?
Oh man, really anybody would love some D-line help in there. We go back, we're talking again about the Jaguars, the Titans, the Panthers need some help on the defensive line as well. They're going to have some questions at the quarterback position. They've got a lot of positions they need to fill over at Carolina, just another one of them being D-line.
We need a tough D-line, Ed. Who are you bringing to the table for our draft?
Obviously Thor, whether we got Big Lebowski Thor or the slimmer version. Either way, I project him as a strong defensive end, sort of, like a longer, lankier guy, good stiff arm, drops the hammer. Captain Marvel, I got to say, she would be the first woman to make the team, and she'd be one of the strongest people on the team. She could rip through blocks. She flies through spaceships. So you think some fat guard coming around on a trap block is going to stop her from getting to the QB? you got another thing coming, buddy. You know what I mean? So she's got a lot of rip through moves. And Doomsday.
Doomsday.
That's a tough one.
People really sleep on Doomsday. They think he's a big, slow guy. He fought Superman and frankly did some real serious damage, as anybody who reads DC Comics knows. So that means he had enough speed to contest Superman in a fight.
You need that a little bit of a villainous quality here. Not a bad thing.
I was going to go with you, Roxy. I think Thanos down there, down and dirty, doing the dirty work, doing the work that not everybody wants to do, would be a great defensive lineman as well.
DeMarcus, where's your head?
The thing is, I just think about the most powerful person that's down there, and I think that's Captain Marvel. Because the thing is, like, she was like Superman, and then like, I mean, it's almost like she was like a whole bunch of characters put into one, and she can accomplish anything.
Oh, and one name from a smaller school that I like to throw in there is Shazam. He is the Captain Marvel of DC. So, and he's got a youthful exuberance.
Are we sleeping on Xena Warrior Princess? She's used to fighting evil, tough as nails.
Can you do her war cry, Roxy, for us? Can you do it?
No.
We were waiting.
You almost got it. The only
So
impression
close.
I do is Mario these days, okay? Where's everybody's final thoughts? What are you thinking, Mike?
I really like Captain Marvel at the nose tackle. You guys really brought up some great points there.
I gotta agree with the guys. She just seems to be unstoppable, has a great attitude.
DeMarcus, are you set on Captain Marvel also?
Oh, I'm on Captain Marvel for sure.
It looks like we're going Captain Marvel, guys. And last, but certainly not least, guys, we have running back. So, DeMarcus, what does it take to make a great running back?
I think just, first of all, you think about a guy that's running the football over and over again. He has to be agile, he has to have speed and quickness, but he also have to have the strength once he gets hit in the first contact, being able to shed and get those yards after, not just a catch, but yards after a carry. Another thing that I look for is like a guy to have really good vision. When he's back there in the backfield, he's by himself, and being able to look at defensive line, the linebackers, and just be able to regurgitate to himself, okay, what is my responsibility? Because now you got 11 guys coming right at you.
So who do we think embodies that, Mike? Who looks like that right now? Who are the prospects that fit that bill?
Well, I tell you, there's a long list of backs out there for this draft here that we're taking a look at. A lot of people say that Jonathan Taylor is the best running back prospect in this draft, standing at 5'10", 226 pounds, out of Wisconsin. The guy gets it done. He's had a lot of production in his college years, and you saw improvement in his receiving out of the backfield game his junior year. Georgia back DeAndre Swift, 5'8", 212 pounds, is going to be a day one starter for a team that needs a third down back. The guy has soft hands. He's an amazing receiver out of the backfield. Big need in today's pass-heavy NFL game. J.K. Dobbins out of the Ohio State University. 5'9", 209 pounds, one of the most complete backs in this draft. He's got great vision. He's got great patience, and he's got that one cut that he can hit for the home run.
And who might be looking at these prospects? Who are the teams that really need to fill this spot?
Oh, well, in Los Angeles, I think the Chargers are in sore need of somebody to complement alongside Eckler, who is a more gadget back, third down type of back.
All right. Ready for the entertainment portion, the pop culture expert Ed Greer coming in with this one.
Now, your man Optimus is in here. I told you about his fullbacking abilities, but I think he could be a Derrick Henry type HB. You know what I'm saying? You just have him be your every down back and just slam him up. And he's got more elusiveness than you would think. I mean, you saw that. You got the touch. He can transform from a truck to a dude to a truck to a dude and fight, the whole thing. Also, a little kid out of a little college, the College of Sidorak, the Juggernaut, as Derek was talking about, the Juggernaut cannot be stopped. He doesn't have a lot of top end speed, but he sheds that first tackler every single time. Now, I had scouted Sonic the Hedgehog, but he got some fumbling problems. When he hits anything, all the rings come out. You know what I mean? I can't have it.
Very true.
I can't have that.
He's got those bad hands for sure.
Right, and one guy that's kind of a gadget player and a speed guy is my man, the Black Panther. He was one of the only people who could outrun Captain America. You saw it in Infinity War. He beat Captain America to the river. And
his moves in Endgame when he actually had the gauntlet too and was trying to chase it away in the final fight. I'm telling you, it's some move. My man's got some moves.
For all the reasons you said and the fact that I just want him with us, I go Black Panther. But Mike, what about you? What are you thinking?
My mind goes right to the Flash as a halfback. You know what I mean? He's going to outrun anybody on the field pretty much.
Yeah.
Hand the man the rock and let him take it to the zone. So.
All right, DeMarcus, what are you thinking?
You know what the thing is? I think you guys missed someone there. It was Mario. Mario had his fullback. He had Luigi. I mean, he had a whole supporting cast, and every single time I played Mario, it was a challenge, and you couldn't stop Mario. So,
yeah, but he's always making it about himself. It's me, Mario. We know Mario. Black Panther is obviously an amazing choice for this, but DeMarcus, it's me, Mario. I mean, I'm kind of torn, and honestly, it might be cheating a little bit, but I think we're okay if we pick both of them. It's the last one that we get to draft. Are you guys cool if we go with both Black Panther and
both.
Mario?
We have to have both.
Okay, good. Guys, I think we have our team.
Hey.
I think we have
great draft. Great draft.
Just to run it down so that we don't have buyer's remorse. How are you guys feeling about this? At quarterback, we've got Captain America. Offensive lineman, we've got Hulk. Defensive back, Mighty Mouse. Wide receiver, Spider-Man. Linebacker, Wolverine. Defensive line, Captain Marvel. And we cheated a little for running back, taking both Black Panther and Mario. How's our team looking?
We're going to need a game developer to turn this into a video game immediately.
Oh, man, we have to. We just won the Super Bowl of gaming, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is by far the best fantasy team I've ever been a part of.
I like it. I think we looked at all of the fandoms we could, and we put together a strong, passionate, intelligent, quick. I can't believe Flash made no place on our team, though. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yes, DeMarcus, you're right. He can't catch.
He can't catch.
Yeah.
DeMarcus doesn't want anybody on our team who can't catch.
No,
One.
Not with speed. I know I've met a lot of guys that can run but can't catch the football, and that doesn't matter. So I'm like, nope.
So true.
If DeMarcus says it, then it is so. That is our team. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make your own teams at home. Let us know. Did we pick the right people for the right places? How are you guys feeling? We'd love to hear from you in the comments and everywhere. Mike, in the meantime, where can everybody keep up with you?
On Twitter and Instagram at Mutguru, MUTGURU on Instagram as well, and Twitch, all three the same name.
Ed, what about you?
At Ed Greer Destroys on Twitter and Instagram. And you can check me out on my podcast, Nerd Goat Podcast. We talk to interesting people about their favorite fictional character. And you can check out my show Rebooted on YouTube, where we take old franchises and we reboot them.
And DeMarcus, I think everybody knows where you are, but where can people keep up with you?
I think at DeMarcus Ware on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, the same thing. And if they want to get a good workout in, they can follow at Driven to Win. Same thing. I have all my, right now, at home fitness stuff with the quarantine. But once we get out of here, I'll have all my gym stuff. So just follow at Driven to Win. I look forward to seeing who comes to that.
I need to do that because this quarantine fitness is a beast.
Yes.
It is tough right now. Guys, I'm everywhere at Roxy Striar. One more time, thank you to DeMarcus for joining us today. DeMarcus Ware, everybody.
Yeah,
With our team,
the legend.
that means we did
This
it right.
is not the last time. I love this.
Good. I'm so glad. Thank you guys for watching Fandom Entertainment, and we'll see you next time.
Starting on April 23rd, fans can participate in the Draftathon, a 3-day virtual fundraiser in support of COVID-19 relief efforts. Visit NFL.com/relief to learn how you can join us in this effort.